500 day trade setup for today. So anyway, yesterday was not a profitable day for me. Got in, followed my rules, didn't do anything wrong, but it went against me. So I'm fine with that. It's not a part of the game. It's what you expect. But I think this week for me has been, I think we're at 1% down at the moment for the week. So it's been a while since we've had a negative week. So it's always good to get yourself grounded to have a down week, as far as I'm concerned. Makes you focus a little bit harder for the next week and you don't get too blasé about things. Anyway, so we've had this massive sell-off, and I just want to see what the percentage was here. I know the Dow was like a 5% sell-off. That was a 4.2% sell-off. So we basically eroded pretty much a whole week's gains and running into the whole month's gains at the moment. Now, if I just compress this a little bit, now that you see there doesn't look very promising, does it? That's a clear rejection of the previous highs at the moment. Obviously, we've still got today to finish on this weekly chart, which logic would dictate that you should see some kind of a big move to the downside. Now, I'm not going to get myself worked up into that train of thought. There's a lot of people that are going to be saying, told you so on one candle right now. But that's not what I'm interested in anyway. I'm interested in trading on a daily basis. Okay, so every single level that we tagged yesterday, that we had in yesterday, was not even tagged. It just basically bounced a little bit and then moved straight off it. And the first level, which was this area around here at 31.31, that's pretty much where I took a long with a stop below the swing low, and you can see how well that worked out. So anyway, it was the right move. It was the right call. There was nothing wrong with that call. It was this range breakout target. It was structure. It was support. So, and there was entry signals on the 15. But anyway, be that as it may, sometimes it does go against you. For today, I suspect this is going to either continue or we're going to get a little bit of a pullback, and we're just going to bounce around in a range, waiting for the next week. So, the weekly traders are going to be trying to close this thing down on its low, or possibly push further down. So that's going to be their goal. The bears are in control at the moment, and they're going to try and push it to that level. I think what's happened here is you've got a number of new retail traders, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, was it last week or the week before, where Robinhood Trading, which is a mobile app, it's a trading platform which offer trading accounts, but they signed up an additional 3 million traders, and more than half of them were new traders. So you can only assume that a lot of those traders were seeing what was going on. If we come back to the daily here, we're seeing this massive recovery, and pretty much the hype, the noise around this area was, it's going to turn, it's going to fall. And when we got above this area, then the noise was coming through as we're going to all-time highs, we're going to close the gap. Nasdaq's at an all-time high, market's fine, we're recovering. So, of course, at this point here is where majority of your new retail traders jump in, because they look at this lot and they think, wow, I need a piece of this and I'm going to make money and get in. And that's exactly what the smart money waits for. Smart money waits for people to jump in on emotion trading. They get in and then they start selling off like they've done. Okay. Anyway, that's just some of the dynamics that are going on at the moment. I think for me today, the trend has clearly changed on the hour. We haven't had a retest of a level on a sort of an 8-hour or 4-hour level that would convince me that the trend has changed. So at the moment, in my books, this is another V reversal. Okay. And what are the odds of 2 V reversals happening? Probably pretty good, being on the indexes anyway. So for me, on a 3 or 4 hour, I would want to see a pullback, test the break, and the ideal place would have been up there. I would have want to see that, and then a reversal to the downside. But these reversals have been pretty wild on the US markets particularly. So we've got some area congestion here. So the logical thing at the moment is wait for the pullback. So what are the pullback levels? I'm going to make this chart really messy now, so you're going to have to bear with me. And what I want to show you is, that'll do. Okay, so you can see every single inside fractal here. I'm on the 1 hour. I can probably take it down to the 3 hour as well. And you'll see there's a fractal, there's a fractal. Here's a fractal where we are, but we have closed below this level. So there is another level to the downside, which I would assume would be our actual target right now. Okay, so let's come back to the hour. So what you're looking for is a pullback, and you're looking for a pullback back onto structure. So that structure at the moment is going to be 36.2. It's going to be 38.1. It's going to be 31.06. And it's also going to be 31.31. Okay, now we do have a weekly level right here. Okay, 30.22, which we have tagged. And that is going to offer, that's probably going to offer the most support. So a close below that on the weekly would be telling. And that's this area right here. Okay, 30.32. So I would pretty much be looking for shorts on this, but I want to be short off resistance. So off 30.62 or 30.81, or alternatively 31.06 or 3,000, I suppose, is probably what you should be looking for. 3,100, not 3,000. So 3,100 or 31.33. So anything in these areas, any kind of bearish price action, I'd be wanting to be short. Okay, and just be wary that this 30.22 is a weekly level, so just be cautious around here. If this holds, then you're probably going to get a rebound off here. Okay, and then just coming down to 15, just to close off yesterday's trade, I just want to put on our period separators. Okay. Right. So we had, let's just get the level that we're looking at. So that's the level we're looking at. No, not that. Give me a sec. Just want to change this color here. Okay. Right. So entry yesterday was quite simple. We had first inside bar, second inside bar, and then still a pin bar as well off a level. So that was a trade. Okay, I was running quite a big stop loss. So stop loss was pretty much below this pin bar. So position size was small. It was the right trade. There's correct trade. Trend was up on the higher time frames. This was the pullback onto a level. It was the closest level available, and we got going, but then came back. And I sort of closed the position when I saw this chaos pretty much happening on this next level here. Okay, so yeah, I think overall for me today, this week's around a 1% loss on capital, which isn't bad. It's what I would expect on what I'm prepared to risk on a daily basis. So it's not too bad. But still, that was the right trade. There was nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with the strategy. It just, we had a trend reversal which wasn't clear. Pretty much a double top on the 4 hour. Okay. Anyway, guys, enough rambling from me at the moment. That's my setup for today. Waiting for the pullback onto structure and then another move down. Just be wary of 30.22. I would expect buyers to come back in at that level. If we close below that on today, then I would suspect next week this will continue to the downside. But for now, short it is. You're looking for opportunity to sell, but you want to get in off structure. And with this move down, there wasn't much structure coming down, so it could also run all the way back up to the top here and then turn as well. There's just so many variables, and as a result, I'll more than likely stay out of indexes this today. I'll look at it again next week. Anyway, I hope that helps you somewhat, and stay safe and keep those stops tight. I will catch you next week. Cheers for now.